Today we're going to talk about what is shamanic healing. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of that before, but shamanic healing is a very important modality that people use to help in their healing journey. So we're going to talk about that today. What is shamanic healing? Okay, shamanic healing might sound mystical. You may have heard it in that kind of tone, or it could be just something that's unfamiliar to you, okay? But it's at its heart, shamanic healing is about remembering who you are, okay? Shamanic healing is one of the oldest forms of medicine. And it is rooted in connections. Connection with spirit, connection with nature, connection with energy, and the unseen. Okay, so there is an unseen world that the shamanic healing is rooted in and based in. And it's not about religion, and it's not about any kind of dogma or any teachings. It's about soul level healing. So you're going to be healing through the soul with shamanic healing. It is something that we offer in the Holistic Healing Circle. So for those people who are considering joining the circle with us, it is part of what we do as part of the healing process for the Holistic Healing Circle. Okay, Shamanic Healing Circle, for the members of the Holistic Healing Circle, this is one of the offerings. So I have been a shamanic practitioner for over 7 years. And I was trained for 3 whole years. I had training with a shamanic teacher. I had training in many areas of shamanic healing. And I offered these healing processes to my clients. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about some of these healing practices that you can do as a shamanic healer. However, I'm going to show you these things, and so what we do is we teach you how to do these things for yourself, or we teach you how to collaborate with a shamanic practitioner like myself to help with getting your healing processes started or your healing journey started. So my shamanic teacher lives in Austin, Texas, but she comes to Houston and she has shamanic practitioner classes here in Houston, and she also offers practitioner classes in Austin, Texas. And so I was trained in Houston for 3 years. Each of the 3 years, it was a 9-month program. And so I advanced in the program to become a shamanic practitioner. And I am happy to share with you some of the things that I learned during that process. So today we're going to talk about 4 of the things that you can do for shamanic practice. So a shamanic practitioner, there are many tools that we have that we can use to help people with their healing. Many that I can't go over today, because this is just an introduction to shamanic healing. So the introduction, we're going to talk about 4 things, okay? The first thing that I want to talk about as far as shamanic healing goes is we use a practice called journeying, or some people call it go on a journey. And we do the journeying with drums, we do it with rattles, we do it with other sound mechanisms. And sometimes we can do it without any sound at all, okay? It is also called guided meditation. So we do that as well. So journeying, we go on behalf of someone. As a practitioner, I've been trained to go on behalf of someone. Maybe they have a question about something going on in their life. Then I'll take that question and I'll go to the upper world, the lower world, wherever it is that I need to go to meet the spirit guides. The spirit guides for the person that I'm going to represent, or my own spirit guides. So we go on a journey and we ask questions and we get answers to what's going on with that person's health and wellness. Okay. So then a second thing that we have been taught to do as shamanic practitioners is that we do energy clearing, because sometimes our energy is stuck. Our energy is stuck somewhere or someplace, and we help with clearing out that energy. The energy is that's no longer serving us, okay? We also do what's called cord cutting. Sometimes we get attached to things in our life through traumatic episodes that happen, things that happened to us when we were a child. These connections to people or things, we have to do what is called cord cutting. And sometimes just doing that can bring about healing in a person's life. So the healing is not just physical, although it is physical, but we also heal things that's going on spiritually, emotionally as well. So, and at a soul level. And then the third thing that we do that most people come to us for is soul retrieval. Sometimes we're missing parts of ourselves. Maybe some traumatic incident or some traumatic event happened to you in your life. And through that trauma, you lose a piece of yourself. If you're feeling like, oh, something's missing here, it could be that you lost a piece of your soul. And so the shamanic practitioner will go on a journey and with you, and we will discover where those missing pieces are of your soul, and we bring it back together. Okay. Now this may all sound woo-woo, but believe me, it does work. Okay. So we go on soul retrieval journeys to help you get whole again, where you feel like something's missing, you lost something, you don't even know what's going on. We will help you find that missing piece, that missing thing that happened to you years ago, or through a relationship, or through some childhood trauma. So we are here to help you with what people call soul retrievals. So we're going to reclaim those parts that you lost. And then the fourth thing that I want to talk about that we do, even though we do a whole lot more than this for shamanic healing, there are many, many things that we have as tools that we can use to help with your healing journey. We work with our spirit guides, and we also work with your spirit guides. And we also work with plant medicine. We use herbs. There are plants that we use as well, and these plants can help us with the healing at a cellular level or a soul level. So these are the four things that we do as practitioner for the shamanic healing. And again, it's not just these four things. There are many, many things that we've been taught to do as shamanic practitioners. And I would love to help you in your healing journey, no matter what it is. Okay, physical, mental, spiritual, whatever your journey is as far as you're healing from, then let us know and we can help you with that. Now, you yourself don't have to be a shaman. I'm not a shaman. I am a shamanic practitioner. So I was trained by a shaman. And through this training, we are allowed to do some of the same modalities that the shamans use. So we have many tools in our pocket that we can use to help you. Now, in the circle, the holistic healing circle that we have, we show you these practices. And these practices that we use are here to help with your healing journey outside of traditional medicine. Because I know many of you you've already done everything you can do in the regular medications area. You've been on prescription meds. You've been on, medications that you've been on for years, and they don't seem to be helping. Well, with shamanic practice, we can look at areas that traditional medicine cannot look at. And so this is what we do in the circle. So with shamanic healing, sometimes, and we train you how to do this, sometimes just sitting with a drum, having a drum beat go, and maybe a rattle or some sound that will help you in your practice for healing. So with this drumming, you are connecting with the earth, and through this, you can open a portal. You can open a portal to deep healing that you will not get in traditional medicine. Okay, you will not get this in traditional medicine. You're going to be taking prescription medications for the rest of your life until you start thinking outside the box. There are many people who heal when they start thinking outside the box, and outside what I call the medical matrix. Okay? So shamanic healing invites us to see illness as a message and not a mistake. So when we have these illnesses that come into our lives, they are usually a message to us. And through that lens that it's a message, we began to remember our wholeness. Okay? We begin to remember things that happen to us, and through that we can process it, and then we can heal from it. Okay? We'll have to trust the mystery of what's going on, especially in the area of shamanic healing. Trust the mystery, because sometimes your healing is hidden, but you have to go deep to find it, because there is wisdom there when you go deep. Okay? So, for those who don't know me, my name is Sharon Fant, and I am a registered nurse. I've been working in healthcare in the medical field for 38 years. And I do know that sometimes for people to heal, they have to go outside of traditional medicine. You have to get outside of the medical matrix in many cases to heal. You have to go the alternative route. You have to go the alternative medicine route, or otherwise you'll be stuck in the medical matrix. And if you're stuck in the medical matrix, then you're going to be stuck taking prescription medications. You're going to be stuck with these prescriptions that you'll be taking year after year after year, decade after decade after decade. Again, I've been in the medical field for 38 years, and I have seen it happen. Do you want to suffer for years and years and years when all you have to do is stop thinking traditionally and think outside of the box and look at other areas of healing? And that's where you're going to find your healing. It may be where you're going to find your healing. It may be where you're going to stop having to take the prescription medication that you've been on for 10 years and experiencing all the side effects that it's not working. The prescription medication in most cases does not work. Okay? So in the circle, we train members about alternative methods for healing outside of traditional medicine. So join me, contact me if you want more information about the circle, and we will give you the details. So as I close, I just want to remind everyone that I am here Monday through Friday live, but if you don't get me live, get me on the replay. I'm here at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I hope that you learned something about shamanic healing that you did not know before today. All right? Thank you, and we will see you next time.